It's hard to believe it's been over 20 years since they first wowed the nation on The X Factor. But on this episode of the MarshyCast, I'm joined by the classical crossover quartet G4 to talk about their spectacular new tour, Phantoms of the Popera. We discuss why they're seeing so many young faces in the audience 2 decades after they first appeared on television, how they decide which musical theatre classics make the set list, and whether everyone gets an equal say or someone gets the casting vote. We also chat about bringing some of the biggest West End songs to life on stage, looking back on an incredible 20-year career, and finish with a few quick-fire questions to discover a little bit more about the men behind the music. It's Paul Marsh, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by Jonathan, Michael, Mike, and Duncan, otherwise known as G4. Guys, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey,
hello. Good to see you.
You guys are out on tour. You're out on tour with the Phantoms of the Popera. Of course, you are taking it all over the UK, but you're coming to the Portsmouth Guildhall on Sunday, the 12th of July. Now, you've performed everything from opera to pop over the years. What was it about musical theatre songs that made you think, well, this one deserves its own show?
It's a huge inspiration to all of us. We've grown up listening and loving musicals, and it certainly inspired all of us at some stage in our lives to get into singing and performing, and opera then took a part of our route, but at the same time, it's always stayed a very special part of our development, I guess, as musicians and as singers. And it's a great opportunity to showcase some wonderful songs and have a fun night out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that the tour has been a massive success. Are you ever surprised about how much your audience embraces the different sides of the things that you do, and especially the musical theatre side?
We're always surprised having audiences there year after year. I'll be completely honest with you. It started as a bit of fun. We went on the X Factor as a bit of a joke. We never thought anything was going to happen. Simon Cowell seemed to like us. Louis Wolf signed us. We got a record deal. The public got behind us. And 22 years on, we're still getting away with it. We are so grateful. We're having the most wonderful time. And fingers crossed it can continue a little bit longer, because I've got a bit more of my mortgage to pay.
I think what's amazing is we've got these fans who have followed us right from the beginning, and they've almost got an invoice for us for all the phone bills of voting for us. But people discovering us for the first time, we get people in the meet and greet saying, I must admit, I've never heard of you. And that's what's really lovely. We always get this, influx of new people coming, discovering us for the first time. They either weren't in the country at the time or whatever, didn't come across us. And it's really nice to have that. Weren't born in some cases, I have to say. Or they come along and say, actually, my mum was pregnant with me when you were on the X Factor. And it's been really lovely seeing such a diverse number of ages, different age groups, sometimes 3, even 4 generations of families coming. It's just something that's really brought people out, and we're so grateful.
How does that make you feel when you get that? Because I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was talking about TFI Friday, and I said, TFI Friday was brilliant, and this, that, and the other, and they said, I've never seen it. And I realised they were about 4 when it came out, and I thought, oh my word.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel when people that weren't there at the beginning, when they come along now?
Old. No, no, it's very flattering, actually. I think it's great, and to see the new generation inspired by what we did. And obviously, when we were on the X Factor, we had lots of kids that were inspired by us and would say, we want to be like you, we want to be singers. And that was amazing at the time. But to see the new generation, and we do mix it up, we do a bit of Hamilton even in the show, as well as doing some of the old school Rodgers and Hammerstein. So it's a real mixture. But I think it's just lovely. If someone appreciates your talent and comes along and enjoys the show, it means the world to us.
Now, how do you even go about putting the set list for this show together? Do you all get a few votes each? Is it a group collective? How does that work?
No, it's massively a dictatorship. John basically tells us what we're going to sing. And we go, okay, yeah, we'll do that, John. Anything you say, Governor?
I've trained them well. So it's a mixing part. we were coming up with this concept many years ago and brainstorming for a long time. And it's a lot of car journeys, a lot of chance to be together, playing tracks, sitting in a dressing room and feeling inspired. Even yesterday, Duncan came into the dressing room with a fun idea from Sister Act the musical. And we were all sat there imagining how that could be conceptualized into all of our voices. And it's such a fun. What's fun about G4 is that we are G4. There's no production team behind the scenes. There's no creatives that we have to be accountable to or listen to or even contact. If we want to do something, we can give it a go. If it doesn't work, it's our fault. If it works, it's our fault. And it genuinely is the most wonderful creative environment. And Duncan, thankfully, is being facetious. It is a wonderful team effort, and it's been great fun. There were fisticuffs in the rehearsal, trying to come up with our own. No, we'll get our own songs in there.
We've got a good cut man.
Yeah. Well, that actually it kind of answers one of my next questions, actually, because when you put that set list together, obviously you have no idea how it's going to work in the live show. And have you ever had a situation where maybe one song hasn't worked like you thought it would in a live show, but then you've had to but then also you've had to add something further along the line as well?
Yeah, it's a bit comforting, actually. In more recent years, actually, we've started the tour and haven't really changed anything, which has been great. Before that, we've changed quite a bit. But you still learn. That's the thing. Even though we've been doing it literally decades now, we're still learning. You come off at the end of a show and you just think, oh, actually, we could try this. We could try, and we tweak some of the harmonies. I think we never take anything for granted, and we always strive to be as good as we can be, and we always know that we can do better. So we'll always do that. And I think that's why we're still around, because we've always made sure that we don't take anything for granted.
But sometimes you can really get wrapped up in the excitement in the rehearsal room and think, oh, this is the best idea ever. I can't wait for an audience to hear this. And then it goes down like a bag of cold sick. And you think, oh, that needs to go.
Yeah. Well, I think musical theatre fans are obviously very, very passionate as well. Is there any extra pressure when you're performing to these audiences?
Any extra pressure? Yeah, there kind of is. You just don't know if they're gonna enjoy it, really. But most of the shows we've done now, people have been on their feet. And there's certain numbers, especially when we hit Les Miserables, Phantom of the Opera in the second half, people are visibly standing up,
getting ready to leave.
That can make
straight to the bar.
And then we end the show on a Jersey Boys medley, which is a show that I did in the West End, and everybody's up dancing. You know, it's such a feel-good musical. But yeah, no extra pressure, really. It's they definitely enjoy it.
And it's lovely when an intro starts for a particular musical and you get that reaction from the audience. Yeah. Might be a little gasp or a cheer or something that you just know it means so much to them. And they're so excited that we're doing that. And that's always really special with each of the different shows.
Particular favourite moment for me, for musical theatre fans, is we do a medley of songs from The Lion King. And in the middle of that, we actually sing a song from the Book of Mormon, which many of the audience don't know is from the Book of Mormon, or what, in fact, we are saying in translation. But the fun thing is you've got about 95% of the audience just clapping along, totally naive to what's going on. But you're actually singing Hasadiga Ebawai, and the 5% of the audience that know what you're saying are in absolute fits of laughter, having a whale of a time watching everybody else. And it's kind of an in-joke between us and them. And those moments are great fun.
Well, what's the other thing? You talk about Les Miserables, you talk about Phantom of the Opera, and then you mention Jersey Boys. Now, you take certain songs like Jersey Boys and Oliver and things like that. I think you can just bust out some of those songs, and they're such great, fun, lovable songs, you can just do them. Then you talk about the other two, and you're talking about two that are really to do with the storytelling and the performative side. Do you ever have to think about that when you're putting that into a set list? Do you ever maybe even talk about some of the scenes and bits and pieces like that?
Absolutely. It's really key. I think we always look at the original and how it's done. We like to do a bit of a twist on it and give it its own G4 stamp. Particularly if we take a solo song, for example, from a musical, and actually we harmonise it and do a 4-part, so that automatically changes it. But the narrative for us, it's a way of communicating that you can't do when you speak. And for us, it's really important that we're really word painting and thinking about the words. And that evolves over a tour. And actually each night you might think, oh, actually, I could take this song in a slightly different angle, and a particular word suddenly stands out to you and think, oh, I hadn't really sort of thought about that before. And I think it's that connection you have with the audience that really resonates. And that's what makes them laugh or cry or, really feels that emotion. And let's face it, everyone needs escapism these days. And it's just an evening away from technology, away from your mobile phones, and just in that moment. And it's so special having that human connection.
Part of the thing that you guys are really, really known for is obviously your harmonies. Obviously, with the originals of these songs, a lot of them are made for huge casts. Is it easy or difficult to take it down to the four of you?
Bit of both. There's a lot of parts to choose from. There's a moment in Les Mis where we were sport for choice with which one we're going to go for, and we've all kind of got 2 or 3 characters to portray and mash together. But look, the wonderful thing is the majority of musicals are written so well for harmony. The chordal structures are just so perfectly sat for us to create that gorgeous 4-part against it. And then we have a few moments where we strip it right back to just piano and the 4 voices. And it really just does go back to more of the basics of the original writing and just trying to give the nuance of what was intended by the team that put it together in the first place. But yeah, there's certainly challenges in which notes to go. But the great thing is we've got such a broad span. We've got Duncan who can hit ridiculously deep notes.
I think we worked it out, actually. There's 5 B flats that we can sing, which ranges over 4 octaves. So we should add that into the show somehow.
Well, so that leads on nicely because you spoke about the dictatorship for the set list. Does it work about the dictatorship for the parts of the songs and who's hitting what notes?
Yeah, we just listen to Mike for the notes.
I think
we get it right. We don't get smacked.
Yeah. It usually sits with obviously Duncan on the bass and then Mike on the baritone, and then John and I kind of switch between, because what he does I could never do and I've always wanted to be able to, but then I can sit and colour him above him sometimes. So it kind of changes between me and John.
So there's never a lot of competition. It all falls quite naturally.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Occasionally, Duncan throws a falsetto performance in, which does compete with Mike and I. And we have to try and rein him in a little bit. Know your place. You're down there. No, he's got the most killer falsetto. And when he sings that in the shows, we do it at Christmas as well as on this tour, surprising the audience with that amazing access to the top register. It's fun. It's surprising people as well.
It's a fun party piece, but I belong in the basement.
Now, we're going to finish up. I apologise if this does make you feel a little bit old. What would the 2004 G4 make of the last 20 odd years and where you are now?
They think we're really boring now. We're not party animals anymore.
No.
It's more kale and spinach in a smoothie, sat in the dressing room with a cup of cocoa. But musically, I think G4 would be proud. I think there's a wonderful energy now. This is, I genuinely have to say, the best lineup that we've ever had. The performances are just exceptional. We're so lucky to have this team around us now, showcasing the music of G4, but with a twist and moving on and keeping it alive. And we are genuinely so happy on stage and off and having the best ride. And we can't wait. Portsmouth is super important, particularly for Duncan, because he hails from there.
Yeah, I was born in Portsmouth. I went to school in Portsmouth. Lived in Gosport, so I lived the other side of the harbour. But yeah, caught the ferry to school every day. And yeah, my goodness, the amount of times I've been to Portsmouth Guildhall and the Theatre Royal there and King's Theatre. Yeah, it's lovely to be coming back.
It's funny, isn't it? It always adds that nice little special something when you think about all the places you grew up going to, and then you get to perform there.
Yeah, it's special. Yeah, it's going to be a really special evening.
Let's finish the interview off with some of those quick-fire questions. So I want 4 quick-fire answers to these, 1 each, okay? Favourite musical of all time?
I'm going to go with Jersey Boys.
Les Mis.
Oh, South Pacific.
Sound of Music.
Most underrated musical?
Come From Away.
Come From Away. Come back to me with that.
Into the Hoods. Not into the Woods. Into the Hoods.
Oh, that's tricky, isn't it? I'm going to say South Pacific again, because a lot of the younger generation don't know it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll go with Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay, I like that. Song in a show that you're most excited to perform?
Gosh, it always comes to Bring Him Home from Les Miserables with the 4 of us.
Gethsemane, Jesus Christ Superstar.
Nothing like a dame.
Seasons of Love from Rent.
Oh,
I love that it's mostly different answers as well. Final one then. One musical that everybody should see at least once.
Oh, good question. City of Angels.
Phantom of the Opera, and it certainly inspired this show, Phantoms of the Popera. So yeah, go see that and then come see us.
I'm going to say The Lion King.
yeah.
That opening is just
For me,
unreal.
my first musical I performed on stage, Carousel.
Well, look, guys, thank you so much for talking to me. Absolutely fantastic answers. I love it. G4 are going to be performing Phantoms of the Popera 2026 at the Portsmouth Guildhall on Sunday, the 12th of July. Grab your tickets now before it sells out. Enjoy the rest of your tour, guys, and thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
All the best.